Christ, I knew
Oh,
there
here
would be
he
something.
is.
I got my sign.
Very important.
Very important indeed, actually.
Do you
Take
want to
note.
do yours first? What's your bit? It's protect the bookies, stay out my house.
And yours is stay home, clean your gear,
Yes,
and then wash your hands.
absolutely right. Now,
Which is
I'm
good advice. I'm going to
Good
put
advice.
mine down here.
going to leave that there for a
No,
second.
just-
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Oh, it's
Oh.
lovely to be here, Barry, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. I think it's important, though.
It's very important because, you know, the world is on its arse.
It's on
and,
its arse,
It's
isn't
on
it?
its arse.
But what I think what we want, I mean, from my point of view,
No, spell it out. Spell it out.
I really want to introduce. What I really want to introduce is is a little bit of fun. So let's concentrate on some of the stories, the big stories.
Some of the big world stories,
but not necessarily the plague and that.
Oh yeah.
What did you pick up on this week,
Angelo? Well, Barry, thanks for asking me, because there's been a lot of big stories, isn't there, this week? Oh. But the biggest one I have certainly read, picked up on the news wires.
Yes,
is Kim Jong-un.
I'm aware of his work. Yeah, Kim Jong-un. Yeah.
Little fat fella with skinny legs.
I know the one with funny flared trousers. You can't get anywhere else in the world.
That's right, and he got that flat top.
He hasn't got
head,
them shoes. Them shoes with a Cuban heel on them.
Yeah, he's got a Cuban heel. Anyway, he's no longer doing North Korea now.
No, he's not doing that now. If anyone is not au fait with this news, Kim Jong-un has had his resignation. What's he doing now? He wants to move on to something else.
Well, he's rung me up and he said to me, and you know it's him. You know it's him because the phone, you can hear him going on the other end of the phone, right? Yeah. And he says, Angelos, it's me, Kim Jong-un.
I know.
All right. And he hangs on that last bit, for ages, right? Yeah. And you have to sit there and listen to it and go, Kim, I've got something to do. And he's like, like that, I said, just stop it, right? He goes, okay,
Get some Queen.
Defensive he gets, He says, maybe you don't want to know my big news then. And I go,
you've interrupted Carbuti. Let's hear it.
All right. Come on, then. What is it? He says, "Oh, are you sure you want to hear it? All this. You know what he's like. Childish.
Yeah, childish.
He says, I'm giving it up. I'm giving up North Korea." I says, "What are you talking about? It's a family business." He says, but me getting out, me one broaden horizon. I'm like, all right, I'm interested. Come on. He says, I've handed in resignation,
To who is that?
I says, well, what are you going to do, He says, man, I've got lots of options. I'm a big leader of country,
Yeah.
I says, all right, well, you know people don't like you very much. You know that, don't you? Right? He says, bullshit, she says.
Yeah, bullshit.
I'm going to go on Gardener's World, right?
Yeah, well, that's in what Monty Don don't want to do no more.
Monty Don, right?
Yeah.
And he says, I says, what do you mean? He says, I've had an audition already on
bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's what I says. I says bullshit, right? And he goes, no, I've been on it, right? He says, I says, what happened? He says, I went there and they says to me, you can go on Gardener's World instead of Monty Don, but you cannot mention nothing about North Korea. You can't do it.
Tough. Could he do it?
Well,
you've seen his audition tape.
I've seen his audition. He sent it to me, right?
Yeah.
He says, have a look at this. We transfer it, right?
Yeah.
But it was some North Korean version.
And
it
now
took 3 days to get to it. Right?
And now on BBC One, the new presenter of Gardener's World, the former leader of the Republic of North Korea, Mr. Kim Jong-un.
Oh, hello, welcome. Welcome. Me on Gardening World. Today we're going to look at how to prune your rose bushes.
So
First,
far, so
so
good.
far, so good. He
Yeah.
says, I like to look at the rose bushes in the spring,
Yeah.
because they remind me of human rights abuse.
Oh,
And then you go, what?
hold on.
What?
I mean,
I don't mean that. I mean, they remind me of
changing seasons. Yeah.
changing of season, right? And if you look down here into the pit, you can see my marrow, what looks like nuclear bomb. And then we go, I mean the nuclear bomb. What am I saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what he's like. You know?
I know.
Can't
I mean,
stop himself.
what's that lovely Monty Don has his dog walking around the place? Oh, hello, Teddy. Hello,
shot
Teddy.
him.
Well, Ted shot him.
Shot him.
Hello,
He says it stinks. I'm shooting.
yeah. He go, oh, Teddy, he loved the snowdrops that coming out this time of year. If you shoot in between the eye, and the producers go, what? I mean, I don't mean that. No, but it's and then he
would have done. He would have done.
He would have done. But I heard what he was moving on to was the other big story of the week, Mr. Elton John.
He done a singing, beautiful job he done and all.
Oh, wasn't it good? I mean, if you ever wonder why they need sound recorders and people, to enhance the...
I mean, you don't need it for Elton because it's all there for you.
It's all there.
It's all there. I mean, the quality and the range he's got.
Oh, yeah.
The projection of that music.
Isn't it? I mean, for someone from Pinner to suddenly change like that to sound like he's from Houston, Texas.
That's right. Yeah.
That's brilliant. To anyone who didn't see it, just remind them how lovely he sung his song.
It was a little bit like this. He sent up Austin Maxey backfiring, didn't he?
He did a bit. But Kim Jong-un is thinking of managing. He's changing his name to King Elton John Un, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. But I heard it on the wires.
I mean, I spoke to Elton and I said, really, what you need is someone to really take hold of your career, in North Korea, ironically.
Yeah.
And he's going, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Nothing.
I'm like,
they're good for each other, them two, because they're as defensive as each other. Yeah. What do you mean? What you talking about?
But he's changed all his. I mean, I've seen his set list now. Saturday nights, all right for fighting using nuclear thermonuclear warheads.
No nuclear weapons.
Crocodile thrown into crocodile pit rock.
That's it. Yeah.
It's no sacrifice to murder one of your uncles in a cage with a flamethrower. What a good one, isn't it? Lovely.
That was a good one.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So doing that. Now we did. One thing we did say, we said all your questions answered.
Yeah, we will answer the questions. So if you've got any questions for us, Paul, are you there?
How do we get someone to ask a question? They put their hand up.
Evening, gents. It's
hello, Paul.
So if anyone wants to ask a question, raise your hand. Right, we're going to go to Jonathan Ireland. Jonathan, if you unmute your mic.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, John.
Hello,
Jonathan.
Here he is.
Got me now?
Got you now.
Hello, Jonathan. It's nice to see you. Well, I can't see you.
Nice to see you both in these very difficult times.
God, yes. I hope you're well.
Oh, I'm well. I'm particularly concerned about the economy and how we're going to recover. I know a lot of you, both of you, had a lot of experience with helping the Bank of England in the past as advisors.
Yeah.
What's best to do with the money? Because at the moment, I'm keeping it under the mattress.
It's so naive, Angelos. So naive. Would you mind if I just
God. Yes, I would take this on,
I'll
mate,
just
because
take
obviously
this.
I've got views of my own.
Bless you.
I've got
Yeah,
views of
okay.
my own, Jonathan.
First things first, I'm not Martin Lewis. You might want to seek some independent, financial advice. I am not sanctioned by the financial standards of
me.
Eh?
I
And you
said
were
he can
booted
take
out.
that from me.
You was booted out the FSA, weren't you, for farting in the reception? But the point is,
Yeah.
I would recommend moving your funds from one place to another, maybe somewhere slightly more secure. I've got £17.45 and a tea caddy in the kitchen. That has gone just in here.
Right.
So basically, shift your funds. Good luck. Get back to
I would, Jonathan, can I just add my 2 pennies with him?
That's gone down. That's worth 1.5 pence now. No?
Well, it is. It's crashed through the floor. Can you, Jonathan? Okay, it's gone. I will answer his question anyway. The economy. The thing about the money these days is, at the end of all this, we're gonna have money saved. Some of us are gonna have money saved. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you do with that money that you've saved? Okay. Well, let me tell you this, right? The bookies ain't going to be closed forever. Right. And we don't want to see them go under. I think I've written it as part of my manifesto.
Yeah.
Protect the bookies, right?
Yeah.
So once all this is done, get yourself in there. I don't know, place a bet on a long shot and see what comes in. That is pure financial advice. Stick it on a horse. Stick it on a horse, Jonathan.
Good luck, Jonathan.
Question, mate.
Wasn't Johnny Ireland? Wasn't he a
Eurovision.
Eurovision winner at one stage? He was, wasn't he? Oh, Angelos is frozen there. Look, can anyone else see that, or is it just me? Here he is. Doesn't he look lovely like that?
Oh, no.
Oh, here he is. He's there now. Here he is. You're all right. You're back.
Okay.
And you're back in the room. You're back in the room.
Thank God. Technicals.
Anyone else got a quick question? Because, we're on fire.
Right, we're going to go to Emma Harney.
Oh, hello, Emma.
Ooh, Emma Harney. Hello.
Hello, Emma.
Emma, can you unmute your mic?
Oh, yeah, it's actually Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Oh,
where's Emma? What have you done with her?
Oh, she's under the patio.
Well, that does happen.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
That does happen.
She probably tripped.
I was just saying, you was talking about the economy. Angelos, 50 pence you've invested behind you in carrier bags.
Good point.
You reckon that's the way we should go?
Say that again, Steve, Emma.
The Steve, Emma, the bags you've got behind you, is that what we're investing in now? Bags for life?
These ones. Well, Steve, that's a great question. And some people do have bags for life, but these are very much disposable bags. But biodegradable. They're made of shite. So
there could be PPE.
I'm going to take up this because he's clearly
Cheers, Harry.
stuck there.
Harry.
They could be PPE. Angelos will tell you. Well, just tell them what you do with your bags. You don't just chuck them away, do you? That's something you don't do.
Don't chuck them away. I say protect the environment. Okay, let's save the planet. Right? Don't just chuck these things away. No, take them outside. Burn the bastards, right? Yeah. Get rid of them completely. Yeah. Okay.
That's what you want to do.
Arse, isn't it? Okay.
And I do not ever buy a bag for life. At my age, it's a false.
It's not worth it.
Do you call her Margaret?
Right.
Very nice.
Emma
Scumbag.
Scumbag. Get rid of him.
Scumbag. Get him off, please, Paul. Get him off.
I mean, that is the thing, and you get
Isn't that nice, isn't it?
Not nice, isn't it? It comes out under someone else's name.
Yeah, there creeps in.
And
then it insults you, Barry.
It comes on over someone else. Now, look, what are you going to be doing tonight when we finish this? Anything in particular? Kick back? Watch the telly? A little drink?
Oh, I tell you, I don't know what I'm actually going to sit down and I'm going to try and ring Chris Whitty again.
Has he been ignoring you again, Chris Whitty?
Yeah, he won't answer my calls, right? Because, you know, I got that letter from him,
Yeah, I know.
right? I got another letter from him, right? I think it was him, right? Anyway.
What did he say?
He says, "Dear Angelos, it's Chris Whitty here."
Oh,
Which is-
coquettish.
Which is a giveaway, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. He says, "I liked it when we went to the swimming baths."
Yeah, so,
I
yeah.
took him to the swimming baths,
I
right?
know you did, yeah.
Yeah. And he said, "I like it when we went to the swimming baths." And then we got changed in the dressing room. And you had them pants on.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
And I can
forward, isn't
see-
he?
He's very forward.
Isn't
Right.
he?
He
Yeah.
said, "I can see your
Outline.
meat and 2 veg." with them
Oh,
pants."
that's rude. That's disgusting. That's
Right.
rude.
I think it was him what's written this. I think
Right.
it was him, right? It could have been another Chris Whitty, right? But I think it's him.
Not the celebrity one.
I'm pretty sure, but I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, it says, "I see you're meeting 2 veg in them pants, right?"
Oh Christ.
And I says, and I don't say anyway, it's a letter, right? And he goes, "Anyway, then you turn around and your bum looks good as well."
Oh God.
I'm going, this is
For a
drop-
medical man.
he doesn't even like mention the scientific
medical
words.
no.
Yes, right. And he goes, "Anyway, I'm going home now, but I shall be going home with the memory of your meeting 2 veg and your bum in them pants, right? All the best, Chris Whitty."
Oh.
So that's dropped through the letterbox this morning, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, that's a nice letter. I like that's very flattering and all the rest. Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'll write him and I'll ring him up, right?
Yeah.
So I'll ring him up. I says, and you don't get through to him, you get through to his secretary, right?
Right, yeah.
And I'll ring him up and I go, "Hello." And she goes, "Hello, this is Chris Whitty's secretary." I says, "Is Chris Whitty there, please?" And she goes, No, he's very important and he's trying to solve all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
I says, "Well, okay, but he's found the time to write me quite a saucy letter."
Yes.
And she's gone, "I'm not sure that is him," right? I
Right.
said, "Well, let me read it to you."
Right.
All right, Angelos, it's Chris Whitty here. We went swimming. And I saw you in the changing room with
meat and
it.
2
And, you know, I could see your meat and 2 veg
And your
in
arse.
them pants, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, which is quite an embarrassing thing to have to say to
Course,
his secretary,
course,
right?
yeah.
And she goes, "I'm pretty sure that's not him, right?" I think to myself, I'm being played here.
Yes.
I am
He-
being played.
He's
He
in the
is
background. He's in the background
blanking
going,
me.
"Don't say it's me.
Yeah,
Don't say it's me."
I know what he's doing. I know what he's
I know
doing.
what
right?
he's up
He's
to.
stood behind it going, "No, I don't want to speak to him. I don't want to speak
I
to
know.
him." Right?
I know what to get you.
Because he's done the same to you, hasn't he?
Oh, look. I don't waste my time with a geezer anymore. I mean, there's a lot of talk. You hear it on Twitter, don't you? "Oh, isn't it nasty? People saying the way Chris Whitty look. He's an intelligent man. You know, what's looks got to do with it? It's disgraceful." Nothing. I fancy the geezer.
I fancy the pants off him. I fancy him.
Nothing wrong with the geezer.
I don't care who knows that.
I don't care who knows it, but I got a poem from him
Oh Christ!
only the other day.
He's a medical man. He is an artist. He is not.
That's right. And it's because do you remember we went out to the bowling in North Harrow?
I do remember that. Yeah.
And it's lovely.
I was quite jealous when you told me you was going out with him.
Look, we had a Westlers. We had a couple of pints. That was it.
Go on
We
the
went
fruit
out,
machine.
and for a medical man, he does like a Lambert and Butler out the back.
A lot of them do.
I enjoyed our trip to the bowl. I had a few drinks. I was arsehole. We went to the pub, and then I know this is a libelous thing.
Is
We've
it?
got to be very
careful. Did this happen?
We had a drink.
Yeah.
Would cause a stink
Yeah.
if people knew. And then
Then his stuff crossed out.
The
load of stuff crossed out.
Then his stuff crossed out. I can't make it in the soda. I call it the pressure.
Well, he was pissed when he wrote it, wasn't he?
And can we just point out at this stage that at no point did Chris Whitty get pissed, go with me to the bowl, comment on Angelos's knob, or his ass for that matter. That did not. Just make this. The producers of this show, are very happy to acknowledge the fact that at no point
our lives depend on this. Our very lives.
At no point did the head of the Medical Association, Mr. Christopher Whitty, go to either the Super Bowl and amusement arcade in North Harrow with me, Barry St. Michael, nor at any point did he go swimming with Angelos and comment on his nuts. That we are happy to acknowledge.
But Mr. Valance did.
Oh, he did, yeah.
He did. Anyway, should we take another question?
Another question.
Another question, Paul, please. Sort this stuff out. Let's sort this stuff out for Christ's sake.
We are going to go to Hillary Scott. Hillary, unmute your mic.
Hillary Scott.
Oh, hello.
Mountaineer.
God, are you named after a mountaineer? Hillary Scott couldn't sound more mountainous.
Sound more mountainous.
Can you hear me?
Of course we can hear you.
Are you okay too? Yes, we can hear you, Hillary Scott.
Not from being explored.
Hillary, where? Oh,
hold on. What did you say about that?
Christ, she's had a few. Barry. Hillary, where are you calling from, please?
Suffolk.
Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro. K2.
Suffolk.
Oh, Hillary's had a couple of drinks.
You know what they're like down there, Barry, don't you?
What can we do for you, my darling? What do you want to know, Hillary?
Well, Barry, this is a question for you. I was a little concerned that you and Margaret had been to Beijing.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny, wasn't it?
And there was an incident with, the ping pong.
Yes, you remember
Do
it well,
you think that was the start of the virus?
Well, that's a great question, Hillary.
That is
it's worth taking on, Barry, isn't it?
What happened was, for those people who don't know, if you go to China, there are some people who talk about waking up and one of their kidneys has gone. Illegal trafficking in organs, right?
At no point did we allege that the Chinese government had anything to do with that.
That lot, they'll be listening. They'll
have it all in there. You
have it all in there.
Buy them with listening devices.
To any of our Chinese governmental officials, at no point, but just for the sake of argument,
just for clearing things up.
Me and Margaret had a lovely package holiday, a lovely hotel, all in as many pork balls as you could eat and booze in a Chinese restaurant hotel. I wake up one morning and I'd heard all these rumours of kidneys going missing, liver, all that kind of. And unfortunately, Margaret's head is missing when I wake up.
But there was something in its place.
They had replaced it with, and it was a terrible replica of her own.
You knew immediately.
I knew immediately. It was a ping pong ball just on the top there. But they very kindly drawn a lovely little face and put some, like you used to do at school, some wool, cotton wool.
That's right.
Not cotton wool.
And it did take you 10 minutes, didn't it, before the penny dropped?
It really did. But you know what? Sometimes you need something like that to inject a bit of magic back into a relationship.
Lovely, what was your question, Hillary?
What's the question? Was there a question?
Of course there was a question. She was asking, do you think that was the source of the virus?
Yes. Was it the start of it?
Well, it could well have been, but this was 1984.
This was a long time ago. It's an interesting theory. You might want to back and forth to me, but I said
bat it back.
Ping pong. I said ping pong to reception, but that's not Cantonese or anything. That's just a word. Ping pong.
So nothing to do with the meal for two, number 69 you ordered.
Oh, right. There you
something
go.
like that. But I did write to Chris Whitty about it, and I wrote it. Dear Chris.
I wrote to him as well.
The ping ping-pong incident.
Yeah, I
Dear
like-
Chris, it's just a theory. I'm just spitballing here.
Why not?
I'm just spitballing.
I'll play Chris Ritty for the purposes of this.
Yeah. Dear Chris, Barry
Yes.
here. Thanks for a lovely time at the bowling in North Harrow.
Yeah, lovely.
And he replied,
He said, no problem, Barry. I enjoyed myself, although the dimension of them balls are a bit big.
yes, they were, I've said. This was all on email, by the
Yeah,
way.
I know.
Yes, they were.
Brendan.
Really enjoyed our trip to the Wimpy. Next time you want me to lick your brown derby, I'm more than happy.
Will you
Anyway,
please-
getting to the point, interesting theory, but some time ago we had a lovely package holiday in Beijing. My poor Margaret lost her head, figuratively and literally.
That's
Do
right.
you think this is possibly something to do with COVID? Yours sincerely, lots of love, Barry. P.S.
Yes.
Love that suit.
Cool. Did he write
What's the-
back?
Well, you're supposed to tell me the answer.
Oh,
You know
sorry,
what
yes.
He said.
Hello,
It's written on
Barry.
there. It's on there, isn't it?
Hello, Barry. It's Chris Whitty here. I've got it written down. The
Oh.
reply and the email.
And I went, yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Please
okay.
go ahead.
Yeah, I saw on CCTV footage which I managed to procure from China. That Margaret's head had been replaced by a ping pong ball and a face, right?
Tragically, yeah.
Yeah, tragically,
Yeah.
or not, depending on what you're into. Personally, I like that sort of thing, but that's just me. But I know a lot of people aren't into that stuff,
Yeah.
and that is them.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, thanks very much for your push notification on this matter, but it sounds like a lot of shit, and I don't suppose it is anything to do with it. Not that it it's even happened yet. Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Bye bye. Chris Whitty.
Dear Chris, thank you for that fulsome reply. Dinner? Question mark? And he
Dear Barry.
replied,
Dear Barry, that's no problem, read a reply. I like to give as much as I can, with a wink after that. But I can't do dinner unless you're paying. All the best, Chris Whitty.
Dear Chris, heart emoji, love emoji.
It's on an email, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Great to hear from you again. Wasn't sure what you meant about dinner. Happy to go to the Harvester, a third off before 6 o'clock, exclamation mark. Love, Barry.
Hello, Barry. It's Chris Whitty here
Yeah.
from the Medical Association.
Association.
Yeah, just to clear that up completely, I am happy to go to dinner.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to the Harvester, then I will happily attend that with you. £6 off, you say. Okay, that is tempting. Although I will just have to reiterate, are you going to pick up Bill? Anyway, must go now. I have a client who's got something stuck up his bum. It's Chris Whitty.
Dear Chris, re-meal.
Right.
Great to hear from you. Yes, I'm happy to pick up tab, though, as head of the British Medical Association, it might have been a nice gesture if you had. Promise not to have starter. Yours, Barry. P.S. Shallots this time?
Dear Barry,
Yeah.
thanks for your correspondence.
You know this off by heart. You don't have to read it.
No,
do
I've
you?
got
You've
it.
read
I've got it
numerous
all. I've got it all.
times. Yeah.
I've cut and pasted it into my pad. Dear Barry, re your invite to the Harvester and picking up the bill.
Yeah.
Yes, I could have offered to pay, but you are the one pursuing me, and B, I don't earn as much as you think I do. I earn a salary like 70 grand a year, something like that. A lot of that has to go on overheads and all sorts of things. I drive a big car, for example, and also I stuff a lot of it.
Up my bum.
A lot of it.
Leave me alone.
That's
And
it.
that's where it ended. Well, can I just make clear, the producers are happy to make
That's
clear, at
Chris
no
Whitty.
point did TV's Chris Whitty off of the COVID programme ever shove any money
We don't know
up his
that,
arse?
but we
Or
presume that's the case.
we don't know that. We're assuming. Nor did he get a pensioner to pay for his dinner at the Harvester in Ruislip before 6 o'clock, which is the third off. Well, that's been a lot of fun. Hasn't it? We're very happy to
Yeah, wonderful.
happy to clear that up. If you want to send off to our factory,
We hope that's helped you. We
hope that's helped.
Christ. If it has helped, then please send off for our fact sheet. Do you fancy Chris Wishy /AngelsandBarry.co.uk? If you do, we've got suggestions for you. And we'll be probably doing this again.
We really hope to see you soon. We'll clear up the Chris Whitty
Oh, we'll
stuff
clear
soon.
that up.
And look, for goodness sake, thank you for staying with us, because most people did.
Oh, they
see down there. Who wants to say so? Quick, look, we've gone over time. There's all sorts. Whitty will be on
and
Watchdog
Valence
next
will
week.
be making an appearance next week along with Kim Jong-un and their new show, Look at My Music. Okay.
Look at my music. That's Kim Jong-un and Elton John.
Elton John and Valence.
Until next time.
We hope that's helped.
I hope that's helped.
Oh,
We love all of you. Thanks for joining in. Come on, keep.
Yeah.
And bum bongo, says Kevin. No,
Where are you getting all these things from? I can't
at
see
the
them.
bottom, at the bottom.
Oh, the bottom is it? Oh, there we go. Oh,
There
I'm
we
going
go.
the wrong way.
Night all.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Night.
Night. Blimey, there's loads of messages.
Yeah, hope that helps. Love you. Love you.
Night. There you go. Night.
Night,
Love
there
you.
you are.
Bye.
Night,
Love you.
all.
Oh,
Bye.
that's lovely. Okay. Bye-bye.